Welcome back, everybody. I still have a cold. I'm starting that way because I want to explain my voice. I don't know why I still have a cold. It's just, it's hanging on. So today I am doing one of my most favoritist things. I know that's not correct English. I am playing with makeup. And I'm playing with makeup that I recently purchased, the fall collections. And I wanted to do this for two reasons. One, because it's fun, but two, to maybe assuage your feelings of FOMO when it comes to things like the Louis Vuitton launch that just happened, or the influx of fall launches that are about to hit us. It is the end of August, beginning of September, sometime in that time frame, and around Labor Day, there is so much coming at us, and it's gotten worse and worse every year. So now that we've had the Louis Vuitton early launch just the other day when I'm filming this, I think a lot of people feel a little there's a whole host of feelings on that. And once I have the makeup, I will give you my honest review. But I think sometimes we see these things, and myself included, online or in pictures, and we think, oh my gosh, that's such a beautiful collection. The shades are so pretty. I do it with bags all the time. I'm like, oh, I need that bag. And then if I actually stop and don't buy it in the store, come home, look at the bags that I have, I think to myself, yeah, but would I use that bag instead of this bag? I do have a bag video I'm going to do in September. I promise it's coming. So that's what I'm trying to do with makeup a little bit, to show you that if you picked up these recent fall collections, you probably have all of the shades that are in the Louis Vuitton collection and all the other ones that are coming as well. And I think these are all excellent. Now, I do have eyeshadow on my face and I do have mascara on, but I do not have anything on my skin because I want to talk about two products that I want to give you some different shades in so you can make your mind up about those. So today we have Guerlain Fall, Chanel Fall, Hermes Fall. We have Saint Laurent blushes, two new shades to me. They're part of the blush collection from Saint Laurent. I did a video where I swatched 8 shades. I picked up 2 more. And 3 shades of the Dior Stick Foundation. This is the only stick foundation that works for me without any primer or any kind of issue. My skin is very dry. If you haven't watched me before, hi, my name is Jennifer and I was a makeup artist for Chanel half a lifetime ago. Here on my channel, we do all things luxury, makeup, bags, shoes, ready to wear, pretty much everything. I try to post 3 times a week, and I'd love it if you go down and hit that subscribe and notification button so you don't miss anything. So I have 3 shades of the Dior foundation stick, and 2 of these shades were sent to me by Dior. Now, that might not mean a lot to you guys, but this is the first time Dior has ever sent me anything. And frankly, I'm shocked that they sent me anything because I have said some disparaging things about Dior, and I will continue to if they need to hear it. But anyway, so they sent me 2 shades of the Dior Forever Skin Perfect, the first multi-use stick foundation with a matte blurring effect, 24-hour wear hydration. And you can get this in deeper shades and use it as a contour stick instead of buying the contour stick, which I also love, by the way. And you can use it as I'm going to use it today. I have 3 shades. I've played with them, so I know which one works best for me. But you can use it to actually like highlight parts of your face and then deepen parts of your face with just using foundation, which I think is great. So that's why I have nothing on my skin at the moment. And then I picked up 2 new shades of the blush from Saint Laurent. I picked up 37 and 57. One is Coral Clash, Coral Clash, and the other is Peachy Nude. Wow. Coral Clash, Peachy Nude. I have been, like I said, I have been sick for, I don't know what's going on, guys. Like, this is not the time of year to be sick. I don't know. Okay. I also want to mention 2 other things really quick. These, since I'm talking about my favorites and things that I'm loving, I just want to mention them. The Chantecaille lipsticks. These are extremely good. I really like these. They look matte in the case, but they are very creamy and satiny on your lips. And I do want to buy more shades of these. So when these are on sale, I'm definitely going to pick up more of those. I really like those. 2, this Tula Filter Primer in Luna. I had this forever ago and my sister stole it from me. I mean, I use the word stole. She said, can I have it? I said, yes. I kind of thought she would use it for a while and give it back. She never did. So I replaced it and then I bought a bigger one for her. And this is an excellent, like if you just want your skin to look healthy and glowy and primed, but don't put anything else on, this is really, really good. So I'm heading out to Wyoming. In fact, when this goes up, I might be in Wyoming. And this is probably what I'll be wearing because I'm going to be on a horse. I'm going to be hiking. I'm going to possibly be whitewater rafting. There is no point in wearing makeup. None. And I'm in the middle of the forest. So nobody's, I mean, please. So, but I do like to have my skin like feel like a little dewy and a little finished because I have rosacea. This is amazing. This is really, really good. I would strongly recommend this. This is the shade Luna. They have a transparent one too, but this is the lightest shade. And the other thing is these supplements from Ritual. They sent me these. These are the stress relief ones. I've been using these for a while. I mentioned these in a video because I've been using these for months and these actually seem to work. And this is my second bottle. I haven't opened this one yet. And then this one is Symbiotic, which is a prebiotic and a whole bunch of other biotics because of all the issues I've had. So I'm going to be trying this one. I haven't tried this one yet, but I will say I've been very impressed with the stress relief ones. They do seem, you can look, they're really big on transparency. They tell you exactly where they source everything, what's in everything. And they have a monthly subscription that you can do, so it's cheaper, which is what I do now that I know these work. I'm very careful about the supplements I take because my autoimmune condition, there's all kinds of problems with all the different things I take. So that I really like the Ritual brand. I think it works really well. And I like this particular blend of supplements. So check it out in case you're stressed and have very high cortisol levels like I do. This is the Dior Forever Skin Perfect Multi-Use Foundation. So let me just show you the swatches on my skin. I'll probably put this up on Instagram as well so you guys can see the different shades. So this is 0N. I'll put on like a really heavy swatch. That's not how I would use my foundation, but this is 1CR. Which is Cool Rosy. And this is 1N. And I thought it was really interesting because this is 0N. There isn't a 0CR as far as I could find. There is a 0.5 sometimes, but I was like, I'll just jump up to the 1. So the 0CR is the one that I bought. I mean, the 0N is the one I bought myself a while ago, and it works for me, but it's a little light. The 1CR I actually think is the right shade for me. And the 1N works, and I think if I'm having like a lot of redness in my skin, it might be the best choice because it will cancel out some of the extra redness. So I'm gonna put this 0N here because it lightens everything. I'm gonna take the 1N and kind of sculpt a little bit, and then I'm gonna use the 1CR all over my face, and you'll see that in quick time. Ta-da! Now, as you probably saw, I put things on with the brushes. I basically applied directly, for the most part, to the stick and then put it on. I also put the stick directly, though, in here. That's the 1N. Now, you can see it's very subtle the way that I contoured, but it does contour the face a little bit, and it does add some brightness in here. Now, like I said, you can do, if you're you know, a very fair, light person like myself, if you do a very deep tone stick, you can absolutely use that as a contour. They also have contour sticks from Dior, which are some of my favorites, so you can use those as well. But for today, I just wanted to show you how those three look on the skin. All right, so the two new blushes we have. These are very pigmented blushes, by the way. Very smooth. Some of my favorite blushes, actually, of all time. Okay, so the 57, which is this one here, is Coral Clash, and the 37, which is this one here, is Peachy Nude. I'm going to take deeper shade, which is the smaller number 37, in Peachy Nude, and almost apply it a little bit like contour. This is what we did in the 80s, before contour was a thing. And you can do this with any shade of blush, by the way. It doesn't have to be like a brownish tone. It's just got to be something that's a little cool leaning, because if it's a really warm blush, it's going to look a little funky. But I mean, you can still do it. It's, you know, Grace Jones did. It was a distinct style. But yes, you want to pick a shade that's just a little bit cooler in general. That looks better for contours. But this is a great shade. I've been playing around with this one, and I forget who recommended it to me on one of my videos, but yes, I love the Peachy Nude. So I now have 10 shades of the Saint Laurent blush. 10. I mean, that might be more than Chanel at this point. I don't know. I actually have a lot of Chanel, so I should not say that, because I have a lot of Chanel from back in the day. All right, now I'm going to take the 57, which is the Coral Clash, which is a lighter blush, and just kind of build on top very lightly, almost like highlighter, and I'm just like kind of just sweeping it, kind of give it a little like sun-kissed. I love these blushes, guys. I talked about it during the sale that Macy's was having. I don't know if Macy's will still have the sale by the time this video goes up, but if they are, I absolutely love the Saint Laurent blushes. Anywhere you see them on sale, I would strongly recommend picking them up. This is the new Hermes Fall lipstick shade. This is the satin shade. I did not pick up the matte shade, and I think there's 2 matte shades and 1 satin. This is Rose Mauve number 55. These will be in stores very soon, guys. They'll be in the UK, or if they're not already in the UK by the time the video goes up. I actually really like the packaging. Not everybody will like the circles and squares, but I like them. I kind of have like an Art Deco 70s kind of vibe to them. So for me, I like them. I also really like this color. These are, if you don't know about the Hermes lipsticks, they are refillable, so you can always take these out and then just use the case later on if that's what you want to do. So we're gonna put this lipstick on. This is the first time I'm putting lipstick on my face in this video. So let's see how the color looks. Oh, it's a great shade. It is absolutely rose mauve. These are the times that I wish I had some lip filler so that I could like really show you the impact of the lipstick. My lips aren't big enough. This is a great shade. Really love it. It's a rosy mauve. It has a similar undertone to the shade that I mentioned from Sisley that I bought like 3 of. Bel Air, I think it's called. It's the one that was created between Sisley and the makeup artist for Jaclyn Smith, back, you know, Charlie's Angels. That kind of tone. It's a really good rosy lip. I stand by my thoughts on Hermes. I know they're very expensive, and you know, I will not argue with you about price increases and where we've gotten to as society as a whole about all of this. But I will say, I really, if we're just talking about the quality for a second, I love the quality of the Hermes products. There have been some powders from them I didn't particularly like, and some blushes, again, powders. But the lipsticks, the eyeshadow powders, I think are fantastic. And I mean, they work really well for me. You know, for the most part, when I try the Hermes products, I'm impressed. Like most of the time when I don't ever say to myself, I can't believe I paid that much for that. Now, again, I do this as a business now, so that has something to do with it. But there are a lot of products, guys, that I review for you, and I never come back to really in my own use. Like I don't wear them all the time. And the Hermes products I do. You know, I do videos every once in a while about like what I'm wearing, because I want you guys to know what I personally like to use and wear. But I do go back to the Hermes eyeshadows. I do go back to the Hermes lipsticks and the lip balms. And I really like those products. I go back to them and I really like them. I actually like the Hermes eyeliners that I have. Now, that is a different thing, because there were some that were really good, it seemed, and then there was others that had weird formulas. I don't know what happened there, but the ones I have work really well for me. So anyway, I just want to say, like, when we're talking about formula, cost, those types of things, yes, absolutely, they are very highly priced. I'm not gonna disagree with you, but I really love the formula of the satin lipsticks and the balms, and even their mattes are good. Mattes aren't my thing, but I find myself going back to these all the time. All right, so let's talk about the eyeshadows. So, you know, as you see here, just these collections. Now, the Dior and the Saint Laurent aren't necessarily fall for this year, although the Saint Laurent has come out with new shades for fall. But the eyeshadows are all fall collections, that I use today. And there's so many more coming, right? There's just so much fall because retailers make most of their profit in the fall and holiday. Like that's back to school and then holiday collection. So we see a lot, come on the market, and we're going to see even more probably this year. And with a lot of people, seeing the Louis Vuitton drop and the fact that it sold out, the early access sold out twice, I want to maybe just, if I can, show you that there's other fall collections out there that are really beautiful, that work really well, and do not cost $250. I mean, again, I might love it and be like, this is the best thing that's ever been invented, but still, it's $250. All right, so this is Stellaire from Chanel. These are the Bouton collection that I did extensive videos on. This one, I used this silver shade. I'll show you putting it on my eye. On top of everything. And I think the Bouton collections, I think all four are really good. I've used every single one of them actually, in daily life since they were released, which is not often for me actually. I tend to kind of switch back, but I'm really liking those. My favorite is the Couture, and my favorite thing to do with the Couture is take it's not metallic, it's a shimmer shade in there, satin shade in there, put it all over the eye with black eyeliner and run out the door. So to be honest, I love that look. It's a really nice look. All the shades in there are great. Now, there's not a light shade in there, so when I want to lighten it up, I either use something from one of the other Chanel palettes in the Couture collection, or I use things like this new Hermes fall collection. So this one goes the shade in here, this is gorgeous, this gold shade, with almost anything in the Couture quad from Chanel, really, the deeper shades. It's so good. But what I have on today is the gray shade. And you'll see me putting all this stuff all over the eye, and as the base of this look, because it's just such a great gray. And then I have the Guerlain. This is the fall from Guerlain Birdie Beige, which I actually love this quad, which I didn't think I was going to because it's pretty basic, but it's basic in the best way. And I used this shade right here on the inner corner and the black shade as the liner. So as you see me putting all of these on, I just want to go through why I like these, and why I say, take a look at your collection, take a look at what you've recently purchased before diving into the Labor Day sales. If there are great sales, absolutely. I just picked up more shades of Saint Laurent blush that, are additions to the Saint Laurent blushes that I had bought last year, earlier this year, because I love the formula so much. I could get 15% off, and they were shades that I think would work for me. The Dior foundation sticks, I actually did plan to pick up the 1CR and the 1N because the 0CR that I purchased myself was a little light for me, but Dior sent it to me, which is I'm so thrilled. Thank you so much, Dior. Now I can show all of you which is the right shade for me, which I think is 1CR. There's nothing wrong with taking advantage of the sales when they come up and getting things that you love and that you will use. But I feel like sometimes, and I'm just applying this to myself, I'll go into a store and I'll see something that I really like, and I'll just be like, oh, I have to have that, I buy it. And then I bring it home, like the purse thing, and go, you know what, I love this, but the reason I love this is because I already have something almost identical to it. And will I use this new thing in place of the old thing? And if the answer is no, then there really isn't any point of the fact that I've just spent all of this money. The Chanel Boutons, if you pick them up, and I have a feeling that a lot of you that are watching right now did, because I heard from a lot of you, those four quads, or maybe you just picked up one or two of them, they have some great shades in there. And many of the shades have similarities to, let's say, the Louis Vuitton. Not the blue, but... or the green. But, if you're looking for a great green, Guerlain has a great green in their fall collection. It's really good, and I think the colors are very similar. If you're looking for a great blue, Dior has a great blue. Guerlain has actually a very pretty blue. Hermes has the Marines that has that gorgeous blue in it. So do you have any of those? And the new Hermes quad, although expensive, definitely expensive, not as expensive as the Louis Vuitton, and I think the formulas are excellent. Also, if you have old Pat McGrath motherships, I would bet, and again, I don't have the palette yet, but I would bet there's similarities in the formula between the old motherships. The color, there's some colors that I've already like, oh, I have that color. So I just, again, I think they'll be good. I think they'll be very good. I think, you know, I very much doubt that Louis Vuitton went through all this trouble and spent all this money and they didn't do a good job. I would be stunned. I'm going to assume that the formulas are excellent. But the Chanel is excellent. The Guerlain Fall is excellent. The Hermes is excellent. There will be other brands that you have used before that have good price points, including Viseart. Viseart has great products. The packaging is very boring and very much for makeup artists, but Viseart palettes are excellent palettes. I have a ton of them. They have excellent quality. If you're not looking for packaging and you're not looking for any of that, you know, Viseart has great stuff. So I kind of like to do these every once in a while to remind myself, as well as all of you, you know, I'm not saying don't buy the new things, because I buy the new things. I'm saying take a look at what you have and decide if the new thing will complement what you have or possibly replace something that is no longer available. Some things, you know, have been discontinued. Or do you love it because you basically already have it? Which is what I do. Like, I do that so much that if you see these bracelets behind me, these are all antique vintage bracelets, and I've been collecting them over 30 years. There's a lot of similarities in the bracelets. None of them are exactly the same, but they are similar. Now, I have been able to say to myself, well, each one is different because these are, you know, these are vintage antique bracelets and no one will be the same, which is true. But let's be honest, they're all very similar. I do that in a lot of things. So if you're doing it in makeup though, and you already have it, you probably can get the same look on your eye. It's different than, I think anyway, than a bracelet or earrings or a purse, which can be slightly different and can change a look. With makeup, most of the time, the colors aren't gonna be that different that you're like, oh, you know, I must have this thing. Usually it's the packaging. Usually it's the curation. And sometimes it's really a formula that comes out and just wows you. And that does happen. I mean, like these Saint Laurent blushes, I think are fantastic. This is the first foundation stick that's really worked for my dry skin without a primer, without any, you know, prep. There are things that happen in, you know, creation that you're like, oh, wow, that's really new. That really works for me as an individual. But for the most part, you know, just remember what you have. That's all I'm saying. And with that, I'm probably going to have a video very soon about all the new releases. I just like to make sure every once in a while we're level setting, that's all. So thanks so much for joining me today, guys. I really do appreciate it. I hope to see you in another video really soon.